It's Week 15 of the National Football League, and we'll see the Buccaneers' rocket-armed quarterback as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Bucs and the Saints, and it's all up next.
On the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa. Today we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Saints in this matchup, you figure they've got to be looking forward to this one. They've got a clear advantage on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they totally understand it, not just by running the numbers, but those numbers do play into it because you've got one of the better passing offenses in the league, a top 10 unit, going up against one of the poor defenses in the league. So I think we're going to see these guys take some shots downfield. But right from the start, I expect them to attack and get right after them.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Tampa. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
And no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Well, they told us that he was just going to be a bear to defend, and usually tight ends are, Charles, but he's no exception to that rule. His second catch of the opening possession, and it gets him a first down.
Yeah, and they certainly saw something on his earlier reception. He went back and reported what he found. And one of the things about him, he's like a wide receiver to me, Brandon. He has a great sense of space and understanding where defenders are.
Yeah, we talk all the time, Charles, and it kind of gets cliche about the hands that he has, but really it's the truth. They're, for a tight end, some of the best hands in the game. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Forced out to his left. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
So many times I advocate not challenging coverage downfield, but on this play, I thought he made an excellent decision to actually do so. If that had been complete, that would have been one for the highlight reel.
Tried to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with the new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defense.
Touchdown! Andrew Beck, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
So here come the Saints now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the final pick of the first round in 2018 out of Louisville. It's Lamar Jackson.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. This defense for the Saints, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And it's taken in at the 9. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you get a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset. That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Well, these two teams, they met in New Orleans earlier in the year with the Saints coming out on top. So if they can win here in Tampa, they'd be able to claim the season sweep. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now a give here. And a loose football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bottling him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Jackson. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are an extra point away from evening this one up. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shouldering the ball carrier and down.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 83 yards. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there. They'll try to run with Edmonds. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Chase Edmonds taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Buccaneers have taken the lead. Right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. The 20. 10. Touchdown. New Orleans. A great effort there. 48 yards. And the Saints are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
On second down, this is Edmonds. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Roquan Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Pollard. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A nice 1st down pickup on a gain of 6.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
They'll run with Pollard. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Hands it off out of the gun. And a nice run. They're going to take this close to the 1st down marker at the Bucs' 15-yard line. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Here we go on 4th down. And he's not going to get the 1st. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. He needed a couple, but he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Looking sideline, and he's going to have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. On third down, a run from White. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Jack Fox out to punt here on fourth down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at about the 28. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Jackson going to keep it running right. He'll pitch it back. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tony Pollard, 29 yards, as his guys have now moved out in front. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Now a throw here, hauled in. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Finding room at midfield, and he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Back to throw again. On the screen, this is Edmonds. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. If this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's complete right side to Lazard. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. They'll look to throw again. Able to fight, but I think the ball's out. And that is going to skip out of bounds. So a break there for sure. They'll hold on to the possession at the 5-yard line. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll set up to throw. And that, incomplete. Daylight in front if he could have held on, but he didn't. So instead, it's 2nd down.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And they finally get to him as he's taken down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete.
Oh, he's going to be brought down there in the field of play. And the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. And the Panthers are out in front as they play the 2nd quarter. Patrick Mahomes looking good. 2 touchdown passes. Next, we'll take the trip north to the Steel City to check on the Steelers at home in Pittsburgh. And in that one, it's the visiting Giants who have the lead. Mac Jones has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Second half straight ahead from Raymond James Stadium. Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. So for the call, let's get back over to Tampa and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They go play action now. Jackson.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And that is a situation where in a defender's mind, you just have to pick a point on the football field and think to yourself, I'm going to sprint full out and meet him at that point. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but he had to play diagnosed perfectly there.
And the next-gen stats tell the story as he was traveling at better than 19 miles an hour. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And it's intercepted. Room here to run. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the...
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. At issue here, does the football make contact with the ground before he secured it? And I think some of these angles are going to give us a pretty good look.
Secured is the important part because the ball can't touch the ground.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Play action. It's Jackson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson. Open net is Waddle, complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 10 yards, good for the Saints, first down. From the gun, Jackson. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21.
Holding, offense.
Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coached some receivers in the offseason. We worked a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
That one goes for 30 yards.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give you a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Second down and goal. Jackson, touchdown, Saints. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as they have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Butker is on target, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Back now comes Tampa Bay. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. They'll start on the ground with Edmonds. Spinning away. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Another carry now for Edmonds. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
On 3rd down, they run with Edmonds. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And this will wind up as Saints first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and we'll still get the first down. They love being physical.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
And he'll get about 2 there to the 36.
Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Butker now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Back to throw here. That's complete to Lazard. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to back now in Tampa. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Back to throw now on 1st down. That one complete down the field to Smith. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 41 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely look for. How about that one?
That was great. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Chase Edmonds with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Buccaneers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it. It's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off again.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Bucs are going to take possession of the football. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. That's complete to Edmonds, his running back. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They're going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Being chased out left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Escape, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Micah Parsons drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, bringing in extra people. Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. 42 yards. And the Bucs have taken a 4th-quarter lead. Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the 4th quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the 4th quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. How does the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here? We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him now to this point. A good gain on first. Has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And this will wind up a Saints 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They go play action with Jackson. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. shot here on the ground. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep, and they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Here's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Butker's kick here is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win.
It's caught inside the 25.
And he will go out of bounds down at the 15-yard line.
And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So the Bucs going to have a chance to go down and win it. They'll get the ball first here in overtime. This taken in at the goal line.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
On the handoff, it's Edmonds. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He gets this complete to Cephas. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. They picked up a first down and a whole lot more. Forget about just looking for the sticks. They went well beyond the stick.
I know they were talking about guarding the sticks on defense. They didn't guard them very well. They got a big-time completion on a 3rd down. That's almost a backbreaker, isn't it? In overtime, every play's importance is magnified. And that one could turn out to be huge.
They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. 2nd and 9 now. And his throw here is incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And his kick is indeed good, and they have regained the lead. So they do get the short field goal here to get them the all-important overtime lead. But, Charles, you wonder if they'll wind up ruining the fact that they were able to get down into the red zone, yet not able to find the touchdown that would have won them the game.
Brandon, you're absolutely right. In overtime, when you get the ball first, the hope is your opponents never see the football. But now they're going to get a drive to try and win it, or at least keep the game alive with a field goal. And I'm getting a dictionary out to look up ruin.
In motion, the tight end. First throw in overtime now for Jackson. And Sharp calls it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And some room to maneuver. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down. So they go pass, now they go run, and 2 plays resulting in really nice pickups.
Certainly sounds like a 50-50 deal, doesn't it? Sounds like great balance. Well, you know what all those coaches have told us over the years, Brandon, that balance is? It means doing what you want to, when you want to. That play call is working very well for them right now.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Jackson. And that's going to be caught downfield by Chark. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. A good red zone run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. They'll come out in the pistol.
Throwing, Jackson.
And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. And absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime. A great game partner, spectacular finish. They needed at least a field goal to keep the game alive. They do one better. They get it in the end zone and end it.
And I don't know about you, but I'm worn out. That type of a game takes it all out of us as well, not just the guys on the field. What a tremendous finish, and as you noted, were they going to go and try and get 3 and keep the game going? And that wasn't good enough for them. They got the touchdown, and that's why we're able to say goodbye.
So for New Orleans, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals.